Who do you think should be in the lineup for each kind of thing?
I really want to see Matthew Golden because so we've got Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Devontae Wicks, Bo Melton, and Malik Heath. Malik Heath is a new addition. He was just brought over a free agency.
Yeah.
Christian Watson is good when he's on the field, but Romeo Doubs, I would say, is more consistent. Do you know what I mean? What's up, guys? X's on the NFL. I'm Tony, and that is Stephen. I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, and he is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. We are 14 weeks until the new season starts. OTAs are starting pretty soon.
Yeah, I believe for some teams.
For some teams, but before we jump into it, we have an amazing deal with the guys over at the American Sports Discount Store UK.co.uk. You can get any NFL jersey for 25% off and free UK delivery. Just go over to the American Sports Discount Store UK.co.uk and use the code XLEAS2025. So, top story of the week, I think, is the Tush push not being banned.
Yeah, it's still going.
That is.
It was close, though. It was much closer this time than last time. Last time, I believe they still needed, I think it was like 13 votes or something. Mm-hmm. This time, they were 2 away, apparently. So it was a lot closer this time. So if it comes up again, it could potentially disappear. But they're technically not ruling out Tush, push, probably shove, whatever you want to call it. What they're apparently actually ruling out is being a ball carrier.
Yeah.
So that's apparently how they want to do it.
That's how it used to be anyway, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it got voted in that you could do it. I don't know how long ago, but yeah, I mean, years ago, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, if they rule that out, Jalen Hurts is still a huge quarterback to try and stop. Yep. And that is still a huge O-line to try and stop.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not sure how much help pushing actually is, but
I don't know.
That's a lot of big guys to try and stop.
How many teams was it? So the Ravens, Patriots, Jets, and Lions were 4 of the teams that didn't vote against it.
Interestingly, I believe Browns voted to keep it. Who else was it? Bills, they voted against it.
Which is weird. Weird as they use it.
The second highest team to use it behind the Eagles.
It's mad, isn't it? You would think they'd want to keep it because they use it.
And I forget who it is. I think it was the Bears head coach said he prefers big explosive plays.
The Bears?
Yeah.
They're not a very explosive team anyway.
They wouldn't know explosive if it hit them in the face. Let's be honest. I mean, the only explosive play they really saw last season was the one against them, the Hail Mary from Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm. Where they were fanning around, celebrating because they'd won and they hadn't actually won.
But yeah, I mean, I think some of the teams were right. You just need to find a way to stop it.
Stop it and use it yourself.
Yeah. I think the Lions, I always knew the Lions wouldn't vote against it because they're a down and dirty team. They don't care,
They do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they are a very physical team. So if they got to push their ball carrier, they're all for it.
Yeah, exactly that. Also, the NFL owners have now officially approved a resolution to allow their players to participate in flag football in the 2028 Summer Olympics.
One thing I will say about this, AJ Brown has already gone on record to say he's not participating. No. At the end of the day, there's a reason they're on the team.
They're the reason. There is a reason they are the American team because they are that good. There's so many flag players out there that play for America that are good at flag. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You need to be as huge to play flag because it's not a physical game.
No, it's demanding. It's not physically like you're not crashing into people and
You're not trying to pick up a
Shit like
220-pound guy. You know, it's
no. I don't know. We have got a GB team over here, and a guy who played with us, or he helped us a bit. He used to play for the GB team over here, but he doesn't play anymore. He doesn't play for them anymore. So I seen a thing that they reckon Lewis Rees-Zammit could play for us on the flag team.
Yeah, I would say he'd probably be quite good.
Again, it's a different sport, really. It's not the same sport.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, being a receiver, you're more likely to be able to make that transition, I think, from the NFL to flag.
Yeah,
because you're not going out looking for the hits. You know, if you're on the defensive side or the tackle or guard side, then it'll probably be a bit harder to remember. You're not supposed to.
Don't hit us.
Yeah.
Don't hit.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll mainly be, if anybody, receivers and QBs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think O-line will get a chance to play because it's a different sport to what they play.
Well, not only that, they're much bigger guys usually, aren't they? So they're not usually as fast as the receivers and the QBs.
Flag is fast. Is what it is. Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson are engaged. She's 24 and he's 73. Mate, that's 49-year difference. That's
wrong. That shouldn't be. You shouldn't be doing that shit at that age, man.
I mean, they're both legal age, but he's drawing his pension almost, or he should be drawing his pension. Do you know what I mean?
If he was on normal street, yeah, he'd be on his pension, on the bus, free bus pass.
I don't know if they do that in America, but yeah,
I don't. But you know, he'd get his what is it, pie and chips on a Tuesday down the fucking
over here,
yeah, you know?
Down the post office drawing his pension.
Yeah, I think it's a bit odd, the whole thing.
I think she's been banned from the college campus.
There's no need to think she has.
She has, yeah.
She has, yeah. Because they believe she was trying to get him to implement rules in the college, which she shouldn't be anything to do with it.
Mate, she's only just graduated college.
The irony is, he kept saying his argument about it was, well, she's nothing to do with it, blah, blah, blah. And then their argument was, well, then why is she here?
Yeah.
You're here to coach. You're not here playing or anything, you know.
Yeah.
You should be setting the example.
Example to your fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to fucking call it. Let's move on from that because that gives me real creepy creepies. Do you want to take this one about the Lions? Because I didn't get this myself.
So basically, the Lions' proposal to allow the wildcard teams to be seeded higher than division champions. So basically, what it is because you know when the top 4 slots are the division winners. But like I think it was last year, it might have been the Texans or the Bucks had a worse record than I believe the Packers, but the Packers ended up in like 5 or 6 spot. What they're proposing is you go by your record.
I think that's what they're doing in college now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do in college this year.
And I think we spoke about this, didn't we? That they'll test it. We think they'll test it in college and then maybe roll it out into the NFL.
Idea. I know a lot of people say, yeah, keep it the way it is. That's a familiarity thing. That's just what people are used to.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you make it to the wild card or whatever, and you just happen to have like 6-10 record or whatever, just dumb luck.
That bad. But the thing about those top 4 spots is because you've won your division, at the moment, you automatically get home field.
Yeah.
Whoever you play has to come to you. Even if they've had a better record and end up blowing you out, they've got to come to you.
It's bullshit, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So I think I understand what the Lions are trying to do. They're basically saying if you've got a better record, you should be allowed home advantage.
Yeah. It does make sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense. And usually they're not wrong when we come to things like that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things that it's going to take a couple of goes to get it through.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say, I think they'll test out in college, see what happens.
If it works in college, then it's going to work in the NFL, I would say.
Yeah, because they've got more teams there anyway. So there's a lot bigger test pool of it. I think it'll work, and I think next year or the year after it'll probably go through. I think the NFL just wants to see how it plays out in college first.
Yeah, maybe. Could be possibly. NFL Hard Knocks will be following the NFC East.
Yeah, that's going to be later in the year. So I think there's going to be premiering around November time.
Still be good.
So that'll be all the 4 teams. I don't know if it's a good thing for the Giants after the last time they were on.
It's good to get everyone exposure.
But I also think it can't do your team that bad of a job like it did to the Giants, because this is already in the season. So this is when all the news will be out. Everybody's already in playing and what have you.
Yeah. I don't know. I quite liked the Jets, and I did like the Bears. You get that inside look. If you're not a Bears fan, you're not a Jets fan or whatever, you get that inside look into the team. And
I think it'd be interesting. The one I'm interested in is the Cowboys, because what the hell is going on in Jerry's world?
Find out.
So I mean, like, they seem to have the same players almost year in, year out until their contracts run out. And then they get the same people and they just don't seem to actually get through playoffs or anything.
Because they pay these people big money, so they don't want to leave.
Yeah, but they're paying the wrong people. Let's be honest.
Not in Jerry's eyes. Let's be real.
But that's my point. What the hell is going on over there?
If you're a Cowboys fan, if you watch this, do you like Jerry Jones?
Do you like how he's running your team?
Because as an outsider looking in,
something's going on.
It looks like you guys love him.
It looks like the team and players and people love him, but it's also like a toddler's running it.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments below. We don't know. We're just steaming through these tonight.
I think this one's good. The NFL is debuting a new award for the league's best offensive lineman.
Seen that? I think that's a really good award.
It'll be decided upon by a panel that includes a number of former standout NFL linemen. Now, I think the fact that it's former players is a better thing, because you can't then just say, "Oh, well, he's my teammate, so I'm going to vote for him."
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I think they'll already be on the outside looking in, so it'll be easier for them to get a good perspective. But I think it's about time they had something.
Yeah, they do a lot of the work. O-line are protecting the star, if you like.
Yeah,
they're protecting the man.
I mean, we've seen it too many times with the Bears, for example, who else? Panthers. You know, if you've got a bad O-line, no matter how good your QB is, he's going to get destroyed.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't think this will make them work harder just to get an award, but
no, but
it might be a little cheeky incentive for them. Might give them a little incentive. You never know.
At least give them recognition that that they are doing a good job.
Yeah, the ones that are good are actually going to get recognised as being good.
And not just
what you've done.
Selection.
Yeah, because Pro Bowl is a joke now.
It's ridiculous.
It's just
at least this will be something for them to put on their shelf at home and say, I done well good this year.
Oh, you're going to have to go with this one as well, because I don't know about the new onside.
I saw this, and I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but the owners approved a new onside kick rule. Basically, it allows any team that's trailing by, I don't know, 15 points, 20 points or something, to declare an onside kick.
Right.
But they'll also be able to set up 1 yard closer than they previously could. So say you could set up 10 yards before, you'll be able to set up 9 yards. So they're going to have less time to run at the kicking team and what have you. I don't know if it's a good thing, because 10 cover guys had to be on the 34. Now they'll be with the ball at the 35.
Right.
So it's a yard. I don't know if that's going to make much difference, but they hope it's to improve the onside kick success rate, because it was only 6%.
Well, they're going to get next 7%, moving it a yard.
The problem with the onside kick is, and I get why some people say it was better when you didn't have to declare it as an onside kick, because of course you're kicking across the field. The chance of your team getting to that first,
is slim.
You know, McAfee is the only person I've ever seen clips of doing it.
Yeah.
Where he recovered his own kick.
Because he's a savage.
But that was before you had to declare it was an onside, I believe.
I don't know. I honestly don't know too much about the onside kick rule. I didn't even see this. I've never looked at the onside kick rule. I should probably know that, but no.
But I'm pretty sure with onside, because whenever you punt and whatever, you've got to declare it.
Yeah.
So,
You can't just surprise punt.
Yeah, you got to kick it to the side, and that's why it's always recovered by the opposing team.
Yeah.
But then it's the same as they changed the whole kickoff rule to make it more exciting at the start of last season. It hasn't made it any more exciting.
Hasn't done anything, has it? Not really, in my opinion. It's the same. As every other.
The only good one I saw last year was the Bears against the Packers, where everybody went to one side and they actually had it on the other, and just
yes.
Obviously, it's not good for you against your team, but it was.
Yeah, I know which way. Yeah, it was. It looked like he was going to kick it, and he didn't. He fucking ran it.
It was.
I know. Yes, I remember. I tried to block that out of my memory.
I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing.
No,
time will tell. I don't know if it's actually. I don't know many teams that actually go for an onside kick anyway.
Not many. I don't see many week by week, if you look at it that way.
So yeah, I mean, if you've got a designated that you're on the 34 or 35 to do it of your own side, you're not really going to elect to onside kick it, are you?
No, definitely not. The Raiders' two-time first-team All-Pro punter AJ Cole has agreed to a 4-year, $15.8 million extension with $11 million guaranteed. Highest punter in the NFL. What?
Which is quite bad for a 4-year contract.
Yeah, when you think of it as you look at the money other positions are getting.
It's just at the same time.
Everyone's just going to say it's just a punter, it's just a kick.
Yeah, I can see both sides of it, though, because, I mean, the punters don't do as much work as a lot of the other teams. Because when they're not punting, they're usually holding for the kicker, so they're not necessarily running into contact with other teams, when they're the one punting the ball.
I did
see it become a contact thing for a punter or anything. They've got a pretty easy job.
Pretty sure they could, though, if they wanted to. They're still risking it.
Yeah, they can still get run over and what have you.
I just think they pay some positions way too much money, and some positions not enough money. QB.
Yeah, the rookies are ridiculous. They shouldn't be paid. That should be what a rookie gets paid at the most. That should be a first-year rookie, first round.
Yeah, 100%. The comment we made about Ashton Genty's the contract.
Yeah,
I said 6th round. I meant 6th pick, and the money and blah blah. Mate, we got some grief for that. I got ripped to pieces. Didn't matter because pushed us further up. That video went quite far, if I'm honest. We should just slip in fuck ups all the time, just specifically for that, because that was funny as fuck. But yeah,
at the end of the day, rookies shouldn't be paid that money. Do you know what I mean? No. The whole point is you work up, you put the work in, you get the bigger contracts when they've seen what they're getting.
Yeah,
far too many times in the NFL at the moment, they're paying these guys big money with big contracts, and it doesn't work out. Look at Deshaun Watson for the Browns.
Yeah,
that was a monumental fuck up on their part. 4-year contract for like 250 million, 200 million or whatever, and he's barely played for the team at all. He's been there 3 years.
Exactly that. We're digressing anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that he's got 11 million of it guaranteed, and it's good, highest paid punter, but 15.8 mil isn't really good money compared to most of the other leagues.
Not at all.
But fair play to him.
Yeah, it's good. He clearly deserves it. 5 seasons for just under 20 mil. They're done dirty there, in my opinion. But anyway, as we were talking about earlier, Green Bay's OTAs. Well, not specifically Green Bay's earlier, but OTAs for the Green Bay start next week. I really want to know how they're going to put Matthew Golden and Savon Williams, how they're going to use them, because they both played on the outside and in the slot.
So who's already got as receivers, so to speak? Who's your primary receiver, so to speak?
Christian Watson when he is healthy. So Christian Watson would be our go-to. He's deep ball. He's a good route runner all round. I think, in my opinion, he's my favorite receiver for the deep ball. But every time he goes, he gets fucked up. Every season he gets fucked. We've got a revolving door of receivers. Devontae.
Like you guys have had quite a few problems with the receivers, so it'd be good to see you actually get a consistent receiver.
Matthew Golden is a good deep ball. I think he could be a little bit sharper on his cuts and his routes. He's just come out of college. I think it's a different kind of
like with the Eagles, if you want fast deep ball route running, we got Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
If you want one-on-one man coverage, just going to rip the ball out of the defender's hand and just take you wherever he wants to go, you go AJ Brown.
I knew he was going to say AJ Brown.
He's a freak, isn't he? He's a huge guy, and he can still run routes, and he's quick as hell. So if you want silky routes and someone to just disappear down the field, you go Smitty.
Yeah. So
like, what's your guys going to look like? Do you think? What's his sort of specialty, so to speak? Do you think routes or deep ball or man or what? What's his?
Yeah, I'd say routes. He's better at routes for me.
So he's probably like stay low to midfield and just get open.
Yeah, 100%. And then, so if we had them two on the field, that'd be pretty good. If they were both on.
Who would you put as your third?
If Christian Watson was available.
Yeah, I mean, if you had Christian Watson and Matthew Golden as your main receivers, who?
I'm just looking at it now. Just looking at our.
From the sounds of it, I would probably put. Personally, I would probably put Matthew Golden to test him to start, at least in pre-season. Matthew Golden is primary.
Bo Melton.
Romeo is your second to make sure somebody's open. And then probably Christian Watson as third, for at least for pre-season, see how it goes. And then swap between Golden and Watson.
Yeah, hopefully Golden could play as well as Christian Watson with a lot less injuries.
What you could do is put Christian as primary, Dubs as second, and then Golden as your third. Yeah. And see how that goes.
Yeah, because he's played slot and outside. So I would keep him in the slot.
Yeah.
And then have Watson on the outside and Dobbs on the other outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And just see how it goes there from that sort of running. But I don't know. It's just all speculation and not knowing how off-seasons treated them and injuries.
Until they start getting training camp and playing and stuff, you don't really know who's going to be any good.
No, exactly.
See, I don't know. I don't really. The Eagles took Jahad Campbell as our first round pick. He's a linebacker, can play edge. I don't think I would want him in the starter spot. No, because we got Nakobe Dean hopefully coming back from injury. Him and Zach Bourne were playing amazing last season until Nakobe's injury.
Yes,
where he tore his patella. So I would like to see him back in the start spot next to Zach Bourne. Nolan Carter is definitely, I would say, our primary edge rusher. We could use Jahad Campbell there, I think, as an edge. But I would rather see him as an edge start than a linebacker start, because I think Nakobe Dean worked bloody hard and literally bust his knee open playing for us last season. So I think he should get his slot back. But with the way Bryce Huff was playing last season, he shouldn't have a starting position. It was shit. No. He was a 3-year, 50-odd million contract. And I think that was his second season for us. He just played shit. He's just been crap. Hasn't done anything.
I don't remember.
No, and that's my point.
He's not a memorable player. He never made a decent play.
A few plays here and there, but it was just more. It was more to fill a spot, I think.
Yeah.
But with the loss of Brandon Graham and Josh Sweat, I think Jelix Hunt made a massive step up towards the end of the season when Nolan Carter and Brandon Graham both got injured. So postseason, he stepped up and he was massive for us in the Super Bowl. So I think between him and Jahad Campbell, I think is who should get the other starter spot. I think they should have to battle it out in training camp to see who deserves it.
That's what training camp's for.
But yeah, I think the rookies classes this year were interesting.
Yeah. It was extremely interesting, and I'm sure we will cover that as we go through the season. Yeah. I have nothing else left.
Right at the bottom, we got what do you think your win predictions will be for the season?
Yes. Win predictions. So
I reckon your record's going to be come postseason. We're not including postseason. I'm just thinking regular season.
I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon? Oh, what the fuck! I accidentally opened up TikTok. Then do you reckon?
Realistically, I think the Eagles could have another 14-3 season because we've still got most of our offense.
Yeah,
and we've still got quite a lot of the key pieces of defense. So we could have another 14-3 season. Realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 11-4 or something like that. 11-4? No, 11-4. 11-5? 6. I'm puzzled right now.
My brains are hurt.
But you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we got to the postseason with 11 wins after our team collapsed at the end of 2023. I mean, we got knocked out in the first round where everybody saw that coming, but we still made it there with 11. So if we don't get 12 wins, I would be very surprised.
I'm just trying to think who. Let me see.
I would be surprised if we don't get 12 or 13 wins, to be honest.
I reckon maybe 10-7. Yeah, 10-7. I'm just trying to look. I can't remember who we're playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing is it's the schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, here we go. Is this it? Mace. So in the preseason.
I mean, preseason's pretty relevant, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah. So Vikings? That's not our first game. Sure, that's not our first game.
I don't believe
26, isn't it? It's not the 25 schedule. And that wasn't even our first game anyway. We played the Eagles first.
Yeah. Brazil game, wasn't it? Just looking up the Eagles schedule now.
Because that doesn't look right to me. More.
So I know we've got the Cowboys week 1, and we've got the Chiefs week 2, Rams. Yeah, I mean, we got a few decent teams in there.
That's well different to what is actually Green Bay. Why is it showing me the 2024 and I've typed in 2026? Jets is our preseason. Colts, Seahawks.
We're playing you again. We're playing the entire NFC North.
We've got Lions first.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to win that.
Washington, then Browns, Cowboys. So let me see. Don't want to put it. Lose, win. We got bye week on week 5.
We had that last season.
What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I reckon we're going to get 11. I'm going to put 11 for my win predictions. Yes.
I mean, didn't you get 11 last season?
Yeah.
So getting 11 again should be relatively easy.
Hopefully.
Theory.
Yeah. What are you going with for yours?
I'm going to say we get 13.
13?
Yeah.
That is there. That is sealed. That is it from me. I have nothing else. Now I've made myself sad about who we're playing with.
But I'm not sure about that team. We're probably going to take an L there.
Right, that's all from us, and we'll see you next week. Peace.